hearing will come to order, and I thank our witnesses for being here today. We're joined by General Gregory Gill. Thank you for being here from Northern Command, and Admiral Alvin Halsey from Southern Command. The United States faces the most dangerous security environment it has entered since World War II. We know about the threats in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, but we must not lose sight of threats in our own hemisphere. Both of these commanders face an increasingly complex set of actors who seek to harm Americans and undermine our interests. The Chinese Communist Party has exploited our porous southern border to facilitate the trafficking of fentanyl and other deadly drugs. Beijing has brazenly violated U.S. airspace. It has burrowed its cyber payloads into core U.S. telecommunications infrastructure and spread its predatory economic practices to South America. China, Russia, and North Korea pose an increasing nuclear and conventional threat to key U.S. cities. Not to be outdone, Iran continues to try to kill Americans on our own soil. General Gio, I would like to hear your updates in three key areas. First, border security is a priority for the President, and I agree with his decision to declare a national emergency at the southern border. President Trump has asked you to deliver an updated plan to ensure border security. He's also directed you to assist law enforcement in its security and deportation operations. DOD has a lot to offer to support law enforcement. The 2022 National Defense Strategy, published by President Biden, listed Homeland Defense as the military's first priority. So this is bipartisan. It is clear that the American people do believe that border security is national security. I look forward to hearing from you on your work in this area. Second, President Trump has asked you to contribute to a new plan for homeland, air, and missile defense. I would welcome your insights in this effort. Please tell us where, in your opinion, new investments should be targeted. Do they involve updating our ground-based radars and building out new missile warning satellites? Perhaps they involve developing the most cost-effective methods of intercepting incoming cruise and ballistic missiles. Third, you have led on the development of a new strategy for countering drones here in the homeland. My friend and ranking member, Jack Reed, held a great classified briefing on the Langley incursions. There have been numerous similar incidents since all of them troubling. Senators Cotton and Gillibrand are working together on ways to counter drones. I would appreciate your comments on how we can be more effective in this space. Tell us what new authorities you need. Admiral Halsey, I would appreciate an update from you on how your adversaries are using economic coercion against key Latin American partners. The CCP aims to drive a wedge between the U.S. and our neighbors. China hopes to reverse longstanding policy recognizing Taiwan's independence, and it wants our allies to look the other way as it builds so-called gray zone, dual-use civil military infrastructure. Beijing is also trying to force our friends to rely on Huawei for telecommunications, even as numerous Latin American leaders have adopted this CCP-controlled TikTok app. We need look no further than the Panama Canal. President Trump has rightly expressed concern about the PRC state-owned port infrastructure on either end of this vital maritime artery. Those PRC facilities pose a risk to the free flow of U.S.-flagged merchant ships and U.S. naval vessels. This issue must be addressed. There are additional troubling PRC developments in the SOUTHCOM region. The PRC has leased a space port in the remote Patagonia region of Argentina. That perch provides the Communist Chinese with unprecedented surveillance capabilities in our own hemisphere. Since at least 2019, Beijing has operated a spy base out of Cuba and has done so with impunity. Just last year in Lima, Peru, a PRC state-owned power company purchased the city's entire power grid. Meanwhile, Xi Jinping presided over the opening of a Chinese-funded deep-water port just north of Lima, which is capable of holding PRC warships. So Admiral Hosey, I would like for you to update this committee on how you are integrating military and non-military tools to fight against these predatory techniques. Despite the significant and growing security threats in the region, SOUTHCOM is consistently under-resourced to fulfill its many critical national security missions. I look forward to hearing from you about how these resource constraints are affecting SOUTHCOM. I would also like to learn how innovative solutions like the Office of Strategic Capital can be leveraged to close this resource gap. Again, I thank our witnesses for being here and for their earlier meetings with members of this committee, and I now recognize my friend and the distinguished ranking member of the committee, Senator Reid.